three types of people: the rocks, jellybeans, and marshmallows, separated based on their mental toughness and how they respond to adversity. And that's courtesy of Coach Buford Sanders. The Business Owner's Journey. I'm Nick Berry, and I've got real business owners telling their real stories, sharing their real lessons and strategies, so you don't have to figure it all out on your own. Mental toughness and resilience is, I think, a very, very important part of the makeup of being a successful business owner. But it's one that you can work on. My college baseball coach, Buford Sanders, probably, I know he's in the top 10 of active coaches in the country in wins. He's been around for a long time. He used to always talk to us about being mentally strong, about being resilient. And he would use this analogy that I'm going to share that I think is really good to keep in mind when you're looking to build your team, and when you're assessing people in general, and even when you're kind of having as a leader, your look in the mirror moments that we have from time to time, and helping you kind of shape where you want to take yourself, what you aspire to be as a leader. He would say there are three types of people. There are rocks, there are jelly beans, and there are marshmallows. You can take a marshmallow and you can feel it, and it's squishy and soft, and like that's, you have an idea of what you would expect out of that marshmallow. Then you have this jelly bean that, like, hard on the outside, you can bang it on something and makes a sound. You can press on it. If you press hard enough, you can maybe break it or like mash it a little bit, but it feels solid. And then you have a rock, which feels very solid. You can press on it, you can bang on something, you're not going to change its shape. Like, a rock is there. And you really learn about people when there's pressure applied, when there's some heat, some adversity. And so we would apply some heat to the rock, the jelly bean, the marshmallow, and that's when we really learn like what we could expect out of them. So if you take a marshmallow and put it over a flame, you kind of know what happens. It doesn't take very long, a few seconds, and the marshmallow is like gone. So that's not the kind of person that you want to be counting on whenever there's adversity. It also isn't the kind of person that you would aspire to be under pressure. Then you have jelly beans. Remember, the jelly bean, it's like a rock. When you hit it on something, like it's solid. It feels solid. So you might think that it is rock-like whenever heat gets applied. Put a jelly bean over a flame. It'll last for a little while, long enough for you to probably start to think, that we might have something here. And then it'll just kind of crack and turn into like this disgusting jelly. And that's what you'll get when you put a person who has this jelly bean level of mental toughness in under some adversity, under some tension. Those are the ones that are very dangerous because they looked like something. They seem to have the properties of something that you would want, that are more similar to a rock when under normal circumstances. But then when the heat got applied, the jelly bean was more like the marshmallow. Then we can take our rock, we can put that over the flame. You can hold the rock over the flame for a while and nothing changes. The rock's going to be the rock, whether there's adversity or not. And that's the way that we all aspire to be and should be working towards. So I think it's good to ask yourself, which of these am I? I think it's even okay if you have to answer yourself honestly and you're not where you want to be. What's important is that you will take responsibility for developing into what you want to be. So everybody wants to be a rock. If you already feel like you are a rock, work on staying there, because it could erode. Those muscles could weaken and you could turn into having more jelly bean-like responses. You don't want that. So work on staying a rock. If you're a jelly bean, talk to the people around you, talk to peers, talk to mentors, coaches, whomever is willing to give you honest feedback, and find out like what are the situations that are causing you to respond like more like a jelly bean. What would a rock-like response be like? And work on adjusting your behavior, your responses to be more like a rock. And it can be done. And when you're looking to build your team, you can kind of use this as a lens to assess people through. We would talk about it openly, like, well, we want them to be rocks, that they could be a rock or a jelly bean or a marshmallow. And we would even talk about which bucket behaviors fit in. And The idea was to give people enough context that they could work on growing on their own. And it was helpful. It gave us a language and a label to use when we were working on development for individuals on our staff. That is the 3 types of people: the rocks, jellybeans, and marshmallows, separated based on their mental toughness and how they respond to adversity. And that's courtesy of Coach Buford Sanders. If you have any tools or valuable analogies that you've used similar to this, please share. I'd love to see them. Thank you so much for listening. If you found the show valuable, you can say thanks and show your support simply by taking a quick second to like, share, and comment on the show. You can also find more information about each of my guests, all of the resources from the show, and myself at nickberry.info/TBOJ.